Bob Barker and Jimmy Buffett died this week. Jimmy Buffett 76, Bob Barker 99. The ongoing joke is he got the closest to 100 without going over.
Yeah.
I was just looking up both their life stories. Did you know that both of them had skin cancer? That's how they died. And
really?
They also were both pilots.
What kind of pilots?
Bob Barker became a pilot in World War II, and Jimmy Buffett became a pilot because he was a douche.
Well,
I don't like Jimmy Buffett.
He's bouncing around from the island, so I guess it's just easier to get around that way.
Yeah, I wanted to look up their backstories because it's number one. Bob Barker, fun fact, was actually a Native American.
Really?
On an Indian reservation in South Dakota.
I can see it.
And Jimmy Buffett grew up in the beautiful paradise that he speaks of, North Alabama. I have no idea how he got into writing Island Rock from,
Because if you live in North Alabama, you got to write about something that's
true.
worth talking about.
Didn't he? Wasn't his thing where his wife left him and he fucking moved down the Keys to die and shit? Just live the rest of his life out?
I believe that is just the premise of Margaritaville. I don't know.
Well, I don't know anything about him.
How did he steal the name of your life story called Cheeseburger in Paradise?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about
Bob Barker had a college scholarship for basketball, by the way, and Jimmy Buffett had one to be in a frat. Shockingly, Jimmy Buffett was a frat boy.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Do you guys like Jimmy Buffett?
He's not a guy like, Jimmy Buffett's on, guys, play him.
Not really.
I think he's just a more cliche, niche version of Weird Al Yankovic to me, but I love Weird Al Yankovic.
I love Weird Al. I think he's like...
I love you guys, too.
It's the parrot head thing. It's the experience.
Parrot head is the thing, man. That's weird.
Yeah.
Right. He's got.
But it's all old people who had sex twice in their life, though. Like parrot head, if you have sex more than 3 times, you can't be a parrot head.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Seriously, look at
That's fake. I'm not gonna lie.
Look at their bylines.
I have seen 500 plus. I'm gonna actually sit down and organize it one day. It might be upwards of 1,000 acts live. I actually never went to a Jimmy Buffett concert. I feel that my opinion would be either different or much worse.
I'm a bigger fan of Bob Barker.
Big fan of Bob.
Did you see his net worth when you were? I was just like, do you know what his net worth was when he died?
Please tell me it's 99 cents.
$610
million.
Yeah, Al, guess.
Oh, are you actually asking me to guess?
$70 million. It was $70 million. He was making $10 million at the end of his.
But he hasn't done it.
$10 million.
But does he have ownership in the Price is Right too? Like these, because he hasn't done it in what, 15, 20 years?
Probably maybe the stuff that they re-air, but
contracts.
But I'm talking
he retired in 2007.
His yearly salary was $10 million.
He pocketed a staggering $10 million from the show annually, so he was making money on the show, $10 million a year.
At the end. I mean, he started in like the 70s.
He made him one of the wealthiest game show hosts in history with that.
Dude, you know how many days, like, that's what I would watch when I was home from school sick.
Oh, yeah. That was
or in the summers.
Oh, my God, yeah. Summertime. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You wake up, you eat your bowl of cereal. Big bang, boom, there's The Price is Right. Some, like, fat lady jumping up around because she just wanted a toaster she didn't need.
Yeah.
Amazing.
My favorite one.
Hey, Delco. Would you like to sell your house quickly without having to fix anything or go through a realtor? Are you behind on your mortgage or property taxes? Did you inherit a property? Are you a landlord just tired of fixing leaky toilets? Well, we got the answer for you. Visit www.evanbuyspa.com for a no-obligation cash offer. That's right, Evan buys houses in Delco for cash as is. For a fair cash offer, go to www.evanbuyspa.com. With Evan, you don't have to pay any commissions, and you can close on the date of your choice. If there's anything you want to leave behind on the property, like heavy furniture, trash bags, all the junk in the basement, you can do it. And for a limited time, he will cover all your closing costs. That's right. Visit evanbuyspa.com. That's evanbuyspa.com. Again, the website is evanbuyspa.com.
My favorite one is still, it was a recent episode. It wasn't a Bob Barker one, but the grand prize was they got to go to Wilmington, Delaware.
Oh, right. I remember that.
Yeah. Oh, I definitely shared that on the
What
page.
was your favorite Price is Right game? If you could choose to go on Price is Right and do it, what would it be?
I always liked Plinko.
Damn you and your Plinko.
That's the only one.
Why?
The Mountain Man was annoying.
Who?
Yeah,
the Yodeler?
lady.
Yeah. The very difficult one was when they give you the 4 numbers and like be like, how much is this
car
washer or car for? And
is there when you put the dice in the square? Is that what it is?
There's
Yeah,
one
there's
like
a couple
that.
different
There's
ones.
a putting challenge, who I thought was cool. If you got it right, you got to move up closer. What?
I think that's ridiculous.
I think you're
Because
ridiculous.
if you're not a good golfer or something, that's like, at least the other one's just pure luck.
No, it's not.
It's
What
not
do you
pure
mean?
luck. You have
No,
to
it's
have
not.
some knowledge of items and how much they cost.
I mean, if they put out a car, that's not and one of the numbers is 9. It's not a $90,000 car, so you know that's not. The
and
first
also
one.
for someone who insures just cars all over America, like cars and appliances cost drastically different prices at different places. And it was filmed in Los Angeles. I'm like, cars cost $10,000 more than they would out here.
Right.
Well, yeah, they do MSRP, by the way. That's what they do.
But you have to pay taxes on them.
Yeah, pay tax on everything. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why Oprah got in trouble.
So that's why you want that toaster.
She bankrupted some people giving away those cars.
God bless.
Wait, you bankrupt somebody? You had to pay the taxes on one car, and you got bankrupt?
Yeah, but it was like
you were a loser to begin with.
Well, if you're going to see Oprah live, that's what you deserve.
Yeah, I don't feel. Actually, I feel bad for those who didn't get bankrupt. Get those noise.
Wow. I'm not gonna lie. I have probably seen 500 episodes of Oprah.
Really?
Yeah. I used to have a job.
Did you see the one where Tom Cruise was jumping up and down on the couch?
That was right before I started really watching her.
Was that what that drew you in?
No, it was I had a job and it was landscaping and it was a night shift, but it starts at noon, goes to 9 p.m. And our downtime was 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. We only had a TV with a couple channels, and like we had already seen the news. We were going to see the news again. Seinfeld wasn't on, Simpsons weren't on yet, so all we really had was Oprah and Dr. Phil. So we actually got into it, unless it was like about makeup tutorials or some shit. Probably watch every episode of
Dr. Phil was the biggest joke of all time.
I loved it.
I love Dr. Phil.
I love Dr.
Phil.
No,
but it's entertaining.
These people are like, my kid has a really bad anger issue, a really bad mental issue. Let's bring him on live TV to a fake doctor and let him talk to him.
Dr. Phil, the Cash Me Outside girl, man.
Yep.
I remember one episode of Oprah. There was this one guy who lost like a couple 100 pounds, and it bothered me because I felt like he was pandering for
Oprah. You like chubbies?
And he was like, all I ever wanted was to fit into this like tiny convertible. I don't remember like a Porsche. Oh, it was a Porsche. I always wanted to fit into a Porsche.
Me too.
Whatever,
some letter.
Yeah, and then he said this, and then of course that he's going on the show because to congratulate him for losing all this weight, and then they're going to get him a Porsche.
Yeah,
it's like
so he lost weight to get in a Porsche, not about being healthier, living longer for his family.
Like that was his life.
It was the most jaded reason to lose weight.
I don't know. He said,
"You know what? I hope I get fatter tomorrow because of this guy."
Oprah was a really bad interviewer. She they would write her questions beforehand, and if the guest already answered, she wouldn't change from the formula. Like I remember one time she was interviewing George Bush, and she's just like, he's like, I grew up in Texas, and I moved out when I was 13, and she'd be like, how old were you when you moved out of Texas? And then he'd be like, I just answered that, and then like this, and she'll be like, so you were born in Texas? It was like, if you really paid attention to her interviews, it was almost like the Jiminy Glick bullshit.
She's the worst.
Yeah, she wasn't good at it. She wasn't a great interviewer. She would have interesting episodes though.
Oprah.
And I love how she gave out weight loss tips.
Yeah. Bob Barker though.
Bob Barker.
99 years old. Drew Carey took it over at
2007.
2007. You ever watch the Drew Carey show growing up?
Yeah.
It was actually pretty funny.
I thought very funny.
It didn't really get the love it deserved.
I actually, the one episode speaking of, there was one where I don't know if it was a guy they work with or something who died, but he was this super fit guy, and he died because he was so super fit they couldn't hit his heart with adrenaline. They couldn't stab him, and they celebrated about it. I'm this is messed up, and I love it.
You know his boss, the Scottish guy?
Yes.
He ended up with his own late night show.
Yeah.
Why can I think
he's good? I know who you're talking.
I always think he reminds me of the wrestler William Regal.
Ferguson.
Craig
Ferguson. He has a very interesting story. Like most comedians, he was sad and depressed, and he was actually on his way to kill himself by jumping off a bridge. On the way to the bridge, because he was depressed because he's an alcoholic. On the way to the bridge, one of his friends was like, "Yo, come get a beer. Come get a beer." And he got so drunk he forgot to kill himself. And then from that gave him the next day to see the light and be like, oh, I can find another way out of this. and then that's how his whole career like got started.
Seems
I feel like somebody's
interesting.
telling us a story that it's not about Craig Ferguson.
Like, you know I'm terrified of bridges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Way too much walking.
I can just walk over the Lindbergh Bridge. I might get shot right now.
Oh Jesus!
God.
Yoinks!
Somebody who you can call little man.
Yeah.
Did anybody else just watch for the girls on The Price is Right?
What?
The girls, all the ladies.
Man, they were after
Yeah.
The models.
They were. I love that show, man.
Were they that hot, or was the contestants so ugly and deformed that they look like tens?
They really were a frumpy bunch of contestants usually.
Oh, it's always like they're like middle-aged moms who were so excited to be there. Like,
yeah.
this has been my lifelong dream, Bob. My lifelong dream,
Oh
Bob.
my god.
You are so hot, Bob. Like 30-year-old women would hit on him when he's like 70. Like they're
You
like,
got to think. Put it this way: say you were watching in the '80s, 1985, say, right?
I
They
could
used
have
to
been
have
those three.
old people in there, like people in like their 60s, 65, right? So you're talking about like when I was watching when I was younger, you know, like there'd be like old people like born in 1920, like it's good. And now it's all people who wear shirts. They wear the
They wear
shirts.
I
shirts.
hate people who wear
They
the
wear
shirts.
shirts.
And they grow up on it.
They wear
Yeah.
their custom shirts, and they put them in little pods. I don't know if this is because of, I don't know if it's because of COVID, but they have like these little pods where just a couple people sit. Have you seen it? You know, the
No,
difference?
it might be a COVID thing.
Well, I guess they stuck to it because it's like it's like a whole different vibe.
So it's not the line up with the lights, the colored lights where you guess
the audience isn't even like people sitting at like a stadium, like a game right now.
Oh,
Remember
okay.
how you used to?
Yeah.
They had like these weird.
Come
like,
on down. You're the next contestant on The Price is Right. They would run down and they get all confused.
It's
where they're
weird,
at.
man. People are like separated, and there's only, I don't even know, like maybe like 15, 20 people.
What was the guy who would announce their name?
Oh yeah,
Don Pardo or some shit.
No, so isn't it like
Roddy,
something like that.
Roddy.
Yeah, Rowdy.
Did you know that
Piper.
Jimmy Buffett was in Congo, the movie?
Mm.
He was the pilot that flew them to the Congo. Not the guy who said,
Lame.
Congo?
"Don't touch my sesame cake."
Congo.
The fucking gorillas with laser eyes.
Oh,
Amy Good Gorilla,
Yeah.
the monkey
Yes.
that fucking knew sign language.
that was such a bad movie.
Amy Good Gorilla, bad monkey, bad gorilla, bad.
Oh, that's right.
Amy Pretty, Amy Good Gorilla.
I'm gonna talk to Holbrook now. Bad gorilla.
Bad Holbrook.
Bad
Bad
Holbrook.
You never gotten so drunk you could only talk like Amy, the fucking Congo gorilla? Amy Pretty, bad gorilla.
Now I know why that, because we were putting Christmas ornaments up and I had all those monkey ones when I was little. I'm obsessed with monkeys, and that's why you kept saying it. I was like, "What are you talking
Amy,
about?" Like, you
Amy
never
Pretty, Amy bad
you
gorilla?
remember? I have a video of you doing it.
I quote Congo more than the average human.
I would, if I was you, I have cameras all over the apartment,
Oh
just
my
filming
God.
it 24/7.
Don't you eat my
It'd make,
sesame
it'd
cake.
make me and Spaz's job real easy. I'll tell you that much.
Hey, Delco, would you like to sell your house quickly without having to fix anything or go through a realtor? Are you behind on your mortgage or property taxes? Did you inherit a property? Are you a landlord just tired of fixing leaky toilets? Well, we got the answer for you. Visit www.evanbuyspa.com for a no-obligation cash offer. That's right, Evan buys houses in Delco for cash, as is. For a fair cash offer, go to www.evanbuyspa.com. With Evan, you don't have to pay any commissions, and you can close on the date of your choice. If there's anything you want to leave behind on the property, like heavy furniture, trash bags, all the junk in the basement, you can do it. And for a limited time, he will cover all your closing costs. That's right. Visit evanbuyspa.com. That's evanbuyspa.com. Again, the website is evanbuyspa.com.
All right, so we've got an escaped killer, possibly a serial killer on the loose. It's broke out of Chester County lockup right there on the other side of Westchester University. So, you know, he could be in the woods out there around Media or wherever. His name is Danielle Cavalcante. No, that is not a UFC fighter or a type of salsa you can find. He is 34 years old, Brazilian native. He apparently murdered at least one, if not multiple people in Brazil before coming to America. He killed one person in Brazil for calling him Little Man. If you're wondering, he is in fact a man of diminutive size at 5 foot tall, 120 pounds. He came up here,
Pequeño.
got into a relationship with a lady in Royersford. They were about to break up. They had kids. She was going to divorce him, leave him, and also let the cops know about the murders in Brazil. He then proceeded to stab her to death 38 times in front of their children to show them to show fear. The trial finally happened. They called him the Royersford Rampager. He was convicted in 15 minutes, and during the sentencing, the judge called him Little Man in Portuguese, which is what Brazilians speak. He was being held at the Chester County lockup until they could move him to the maximum security prison. Jumped off the roof over the fence and escaped, and he's somewhere out there. That's what's going on. Input, guys.
Wait, so
Well-
he got? How did he escape? He
Allegedly, he
during a
jumped.
transportation. type
So
thing?
no, when you get sentenced at a courthouse, you don't move to your maximum security prison right away. All sorts of things had to be put in place for it. They were holding him there until that was ready, until they were sending him to the maximum security, and he snuck out of Chester County Detention Center.
So number one is
What did he escape in? Like a Hot Wheels that was impounded.
Oh God! Like a
we're
Stuart,
getting murdered.
like a
He's
Stuart Little situation.
He's little man.
Yeah.
Oh man, pequeño.
So the wife knew about this, like the murders in Portuguese or in Brazil.
Yeah.
So if she didn't see this coming, I feel like I'm not being a dick here, but I'm gonna go that way with it. And like you were holding, like I married this guy, had children with him, knowingly you're a murderer in Brazil.
Well, we can't ask her how she felt about the situation.
But I'm just asking, like
We don't know.
you're telling me.
We know how that panned out, Al.
I get it, but then like how did
Maybe she did.
Hey, you know what? When you know, Al.
well, how do you hand divorce papers to somebody who you know that could possibly stab you that many times?
Very careful.
So he apparently escaped. Well, he clearly escaped Brazil at some point. I think there was a previous escape, not for this crime, where he tried to flee to Mexico, and they were thinking he's going to try to go to Mexico again this time because he can't get extradited or whatever. But for some reason, they're like really hinting at like he's staying in the area. Do you think it's to kill the judge for calling him?
I was gonna say, like that judge probably thought he was the toughest dude in the world. And now he's sitting there, damn it. This guy.
Yeah,
I called a little guy who was like gonna murder somebody.
So this is like the Portuguese Napoleon.
Yeah, pretty much.
He has he's the worst Napoleonic complex, and he will stab you to death if you. Like, now we're gonna see like a short little. How old is this guy again?
34.
So a 34-year-old guy, 5 foot tall. I mean, he's borderline over. What's it to be considered a little person? What is it,
I think it's like 4'10" or something.
4'10", right?
Yeah.
So just 2 inches difference. And 2 inches is a big difference in some worlds, but
He's probably so cute.
one of us is getting stabbed.
Cute.
One of us is getting
Little
stabbed.
ragdoll.
So lock your doors,
But,
hide
like,
your
a lot of,
wives.
like Longwood Gardens,
your
I saw
knives.
they're like
Yeah.
Longwood Gardens is closed down until they find him, and then West University classes were canceled.
Yeah, they shut down an entire
Like,
college.
I
over
wonder,
this, man.
and like their kids softball practice and whatnot.
Why don't they just
canceled
have-
and-
They just have like them have the school on the top shelf. You'll never be able to reach it. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'm getting
Well, he
murdered.
He can clearly climb things.
They
Maybe.
climbed up the roof.
Yeah.
Did he? I just imagine this.
Oh my
It's
god.
like trying to pull himself up, his little legs wiggling around.
Pequeño.
Like, when do you say he doesn't get caught? He's in Mexico right now. How long do these schools stay?
He's in
Closed
Mexico.
for
You
it.
can stay open.
Well,
Like,
until they know.
no,
She's like, if he doesn't
like,
know.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Longwood Gardens will be closed until he is caught. Well, what if he's not caught? When do you deem that it's safe again?
I don't know. Remember when that one dude was on the loose after he shot the state trooper, and they almost threatened to cancel Halloween for like the entire eastern half of the state a couple years ago?
Oh, he should just turn himself in.
He did end up getting busted on like the 30th of October, and they like okayed Halloween and all that shit.
Well, I would sure hope so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Halloween would be a great time. Put him in a costume. Think there's another kid walking around getting his candy.
Oh my god.
Great, Halloween is kind of.
He could
No.
stab his way through the county.
Like E.T.
Yeah.
Like, and just from someone who went to Temple University compared to
Schnooky.
Westchester, it's crazy to be like the entire school is closed because one killer escaped. I'm like, Temple emails go off of just like homicide, burglary, homicide, rape, homicide, burglar. Like it was just like a bingo card every day.
Yeah,
Just like
Temple's like
yeah,
mass murder. Call me when you have a real
Even
problem.
this guy's like trying to hide out, like take solace somewhere, and doesn't seem like.
Well, the guy's unhinged. That's the difference.
yeah,
in this
that's
case.
yeah.
This guy would see somebody, some college kid, like, yo, short stuff, and stab. You know, then you got a
Yeah.
whole problem on your hand.
Stabbing someone, getting a car and driving us out.
Yeah, I mean,
Would you like the short stack, sir? What do you say? I'm feeling stabby. Silver dollar? I don't think so.
I mean, like, think about it. I mean, Haddonfield had to close down because they had a murderer running around and loose.
What's Haddonfield? The town?
Michael Myers.
Oh. I thought you meant like where the hot dogs are from.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It was in Hatfields.
Yeah.
Hatfield. Yeah. Haddonfield.
Haddonfield Township.
There is a Haddonfield in Jersey.
Haddonfield or Haddonfield?
Haddonfield, Illinois.
Is that the name of the town?
Haddonfield, yeah. I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
It's either that or Haddon Heights.
No, I think it's
It's
Haddonfield.
Well, there's one of each.
Yeah, but it's in Illinois. It's not local.
Yeah.
It's Jersey.
Yeah. Aren't most of the towns in that thing named after New Jersey? Because isn't the one thing in Camden, but it's Camden, Illinois?
Not Michael. Come on, Wikipedia. I didn't want that. I was looking up the town for it is. I'm pretty sure it's Haddonfield. I mean, I've watched enough Halloween.
Haddonfield, the Halloween slasher movie hometown. Yeah.
Yep, Haddonfield, Illinois. I know it was Illinois.
So glad you guys got that clear.
Haddonfield, Illinois is based off Haddonfield, New Jersey.
Is it really?
Yeah. I think all the towns in there are actually based off of, like, literally, there's one where he ends.
But why do you,
I think the writer from Jersey, or no? Is that not?
Why do you change? Why don't you just make it Haddonfield, New Jersey? I don't understand the point of changing it to Illinois. What makes it more?
Just Hollywood, Al.
Yeah, but why more Illinois than
The things that keep Al
Jersey?
up
It's
at
like
night.
seems like a lateral transfer.
I think you could probably see a mass murderer in Jersey more likely than you could in the middle of the country, maybe.
I don't know, man. Middle country gets real weird real fast.
That's why it's
The
a perfect
heartland?
film for
That's
this.
perfect.
The
That's why
heartland of America, dude.
I guess.
Literally, what's more Americana than a suburb of like the rich suburb of Chicago, bordering on like Missouri? Like, there's that old phrase when you have a thing to see if it'll do good with test markets. You say, "Will it sell in Peoria, Illinois?" You know that phrase?
Yeah.
Like
no.
when you have a product and you put it up to testing. You never heard that phrase?
No.
Will it sell in Peoria? That
No.
means will it sell to the Middle America?
Ah, okay.
Like, that's like anytime there's a.
Where's Peoria? What movie was that?
It was probably Wayne's World or something.
Was it Wayne's World? Yeah, that's what I'm
It's all
thinking.
they're in not Audubon. Aurora, Illinois.
Aurora, that's what I'm thinking.
Peoria is like around there too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I
But-
knew it was something like
The
that.
old phrase is "Will it sell in Peoria?"
So the little murderer is running around town.
Yeah.
So they still haven't caught him yet. They don't know if
No.
he's still local or not.
They are pretty sure
If
he's still looking.
If he's in the woods, hopefully the bear's around.
Oh man, that'd be great, dude. Because
I like how you called him the little murderer.
Ah,
It's like the next Disney movie.
the little
Little
murderer.
The little
this could
murderer.
be an idea.
Stabbing you with ways through your heart.
This could be a script for a really terrible sci-fi channel movie where the haunted hayrides and all.
Oh,
that
you
are in
mean
that area.
Leprechaun 7?
Even better. Oh god.
Leprechaun in space!
The haunted-
I'm the leprechaun!
I'm the
the
leprechaun.
haunted hayrides are all in that area, and we got Halloween coming up. And if he's still on the loose, what if he was like one of the ones who jumped out?
Yeah, he'd be like, oh, this
Yeah.
guy's got a fake chainsaw. Yeah, that's real.
Someone sell this to the Sci-Fi Channel. It's better than Sharktopus.
Is it?
No, Sharktopus fucking
I was
rocks.
going to say, like, it's better than Sharknado 17, though. I'll have to give him that.
Starring Kurt Angle and Mr. T.
Oh, my God. Was it Kurt Angle in a Sharknado?
He was.
Oh, my God. I missed that one?
It was the one
Oh,
where
my God.
it was the one where Larry David's cousin from Curb Your
Oh,
Enthusiasm
yeah.
starts hitting sharks with a baseball bat because he was a former player for the Mets.
Yeah, he does look like a Mets player.
He does.
Yeah. total stooge.
Yeah.
I know we can't say this out loud, but isn't there a baby who looks like that? Like Larry David's cousin for Weird Enthusiasm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Striking.
Yeah.
Striking
a
appearance.
person you know that has a baby that looks like a grown man.
Yeah. And multiple people have said it.
It's shocking.
Like uncoerced, we were just like, it looks like
Isn't that a
Larry David's
Seinfeld episode where they have the ugly
cousin.
baby?
Yeah.
And they're just
Mhm.
like,
Kramer says he looks like Lyndon Johnson.
Yeah.
What do you think he looks like? Lyndon Johnson.
That's all I got for this time.